Not a big deal.
All right.
So, what's is it that we's chatting about?
Well, you're supposed to start off with good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. We are here today to talk about XYZ.
We're gonna talk about how we feel about Call of Duty, what guns we use, what maps we like, and anything else we want to ramble about.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna start with asking you guys, what are you liking so far about Call of Duty in general?
The
Uh,
dubs.
yeah,
The dubs.
for
The dubs.
sure.
100% the dubs.
It feels so good when you actually get one.
Is there anything about Warzone that you think they're doing right? Anything like
Mm,
any features? We'll get to our complaints in a minute.
I'm not going to complain a whole lot. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm not going to complain too much about what they're doing. I think they're still doing it right. There's a lot that's broken still, but I think it's a huge game. They've got a lot of shit
Yeah.
that they have to keep track of. And not everything's expected to work all the time. But I mean, there's some stuff that's troublesome and bugs the shit out of you as you're playing it. But at the same time, I'm still on here every single night.
right.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
It's
good
like
enough.
the sweaty guys that like bitching about stuff. They're the loudest ones in the room, and then you got your casuals like us that just I'm gonna fucking play this game anyway. You know,
Yeah, I'm gonna come.
I like Call of
I'm
Duty.
gonna come.
I'm gonna go.
I don't know. This is really my first season actually playing the real game, so I don't really have a whole
Oh
lot
yeah,
to
for sure.
compare to begin with. You know, they have a lot of option though, a lot of things to do, a lot of
Yeah,
fuckery.
my biggest gripe as far as like Warzone would go is just they gotta leave that playlist alone, man.
Yeah.
You mean as in
That
like the different game modes?
yeah, like Plunder's gone already. We just got it. It's not uber popular compared to everyone else that plays because everyone likes BR. Like all the sweats get in there. They play BR, Resurgence. They don't care about Plunder.
It
But
pissed me off when Plunder disappeared that quick, though. It really did.
yeah,
Yeah, you
we
can't have
just
something for a
freaking
week.
got it.
Yeah, you can't have it for a week and then be like, well, fuck you then. Oh, excuse my language. um, yeah, no, that's not cool.
I think they put too much effort into massive resurgence, and it didn't probably go the way that they thought it was going to go. And Plunder was just an idea to bring back because there was a lot of people that were requesting it. And I don't think that they did it wrong. I think they did it right. Um, I
Yeah,
did kind of wish that maybe they would have had Plunder for Ashika Island, but
Yeah, that would have been cool.
it's a very small map. You'd have to have a. I mean, there wouldn't be a lot of people in there doing that. So
yeah. They would have had to limit those servers a lot because you can't have too many people plundering a small map like that. In my opinion, I
yeah,
think it would have been pretty messy because you got to have space or it's you're just gunfighting the whole time.
Well,
You know?
coming up on the fact that it has so many issues all the time, it goes to, you think that if you're going to have such a game on such a massive scale with, so many people have been playing this for years and years and years, why wouldn't you be prepared for things like this? Like, there's always going to be bugs, but you shouldn't have like the same continuous bug happening every time. And it seems like every time there's been like a little update or a little change here or there, like the PC has always had issues every single time I've done it. Every time I've had an update, yeah, no. And then especially that last big update they did last time, I had to wait 30 minutes to play because BattleNet was too busy.
yeah. They were
Yeah,
getting
I
some serious fuckery with some DDoS attacks though too. Blizzard was that I was hearing
Oh
other
yeah.
people talking about. So I think that
yeah
might have had a lot to do with that. And I don't know if it necessarily affected PC players more than it did console, but it seemed like it did. I never had I never had those issues, but it seemed like everybody that I was playing with that was on PC was having that shit going on.
Yeah, I had those
Yeah.
issues, and then when they brought Ashika into it, man, I couldn't play for how many days?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I
Yeah, I
couldn't
can't
play
even
for
remember.
3 or 4 days because everything was all sorts of fucked up. Too many issues, and then you had to go and change a million settings just to get it to run. I mean, it was ridiculous. But you
But
think,
all
Yeah,
in
it can
all,
get pretty messy.
I
yeah.
play the shit out of this game, and I can't complain too much about it. I mean, shit. This is what we're doing every night right now. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could
that's
find
true.
stuff to nitpick, but that's just nitpicking, you know. I don't really have complaints about this game. Like it maybe one game a night I'll come up on a cash pile that I can't pick up, you know.
I've had that happen a few times
Just
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
random crap like that.
Shit getting stuck in the
Or
wall or underground.
there
Yeah,
was
I've had that happen too.
a lot of people were complaining earlier in this game, like earlier in the release of Warzone 2.0, that you couldn't pick up things by running over it or walking up to it on the shelf. You had to actually push the button every single time. I feel like that's still buggy. Sometimes you don't just like automatically grab stuff every so often.
Yeah,
But
I did discover like stuff that's on the shelving, especially something that's up above
Hi.
me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
yeah,
won't pick it up.
sometimes you grab it, sometimes you don't. For me, it's like everybody has a different experience with that, so it's kind of buggy.
Or what about
But
just grabbing every single plate that you run over and your whole bag is full of plates, armor plates?
yeah,
Every
I don't
game,
mind
I
that
I
though.
still get that.
I don't mind that either.
I'm constantly finding some fucks, so I run out. I'm always running out of plates. My backpack will be full, and then
Yeah.
I go through some fuckery, and I'm like, well, there goes all of my plates.
Well, true then, but then when you have to take a second and sit there and go through things you want to store in your bag, you gotta like drop plates, add shit, like all in the meantime, someone could be coming up on you, and if you're not hearing it because they have dead silence on, well, you're fucked. Because you're sitting there messing with your bag, trying to get the million plates that you had in there just to clear one spot.
Yeah, and that's the complaint that you'll hear the sweats talking about. But I think in general they're leaning towards the casual player, like you're going to take damage and you need more than the 3 plates you can have on hand. So it just auto throws it in your bag for you.
I mean, I agree. I
Yeah,
just think there should be like a max of how many plates you pick
Like
up,
maybe it
unless
only
you're
takes 2
manually
slots
right, unless you're
or
manually picking
something.
the rest up.
I'm also just now starting to realize the backpack's capabilities because I never realized I could stow kill streaks and shit until just like a
Oh
week ago.
yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
I only just figured that out. I was literally, I would run across a kill streak, I would pick it up, and then I was like, well, I'll save that for later. And then I'd come across another one, and I was like, well, I'd like to have that one too. So I'd use the other kill streak, just try to find somewhere that I think maybe
Yeah.
somebody is. I would blast that bitch off and then pick up the other one, which, in hindsight now, is a total casual player move. But at the same time, I'm also now thinking that I probably run around with a shit ton of plates and I think that I'm out of plates, but I haven't checked my backpack.
You haven't checked your backpack.
I'm
I
starting to
think
think,
it should auto feed that from
It
your
okay,
it
backpack.
does, yeah.
good,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
It's like, because if you use your 3, but you have a whole cart of 9 in there, you just hit your button, it's gonna fill them up.
Yeah,
But
when we get in
all right,
later, just pay attention. Like if you know you have some in your bag and you start plating up, that number 3 on your screen, it's not gonna change because it's just feeding out of your backpack.
oh, good shit.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Yeah,
All right. See, I like that. That's good stuff.
yeah. Like people like
absolutely.
us, that's dope.
All right, so I have a question though. So compared to the older games that I never played, compared to now, like what is the biggest? Let's see, like improvement that they've added on, like resurgence or something of that nature, like 24-hour shipment and whatever. I don't know what old game modes they had.
So
You
when I
mean
first started to play, and this was literally just the last game that they came out with. Now, the very first time that I ever played Call of Duty, it was actually with, I believe it was with Joda and Davin. We were all over at the crib. I mean, that was a long time ago.
Oh.
We
Oh
played one
my.
on that
Yeah,
big screen
yeah.
downstairs. We had 4 separate little slots with all of our multiplayer shit going on.
Yeah.
Nothing was online back then, but I haven't touched it since then. Until Modern Warfare, the first remake, just the
Yeah.
game before this one came out. Uh, I'm super quiet for Deve. Hold on. Let me see if I can adjust some shits here real quick. How about that? How we sounding? Getting up there better?
Ooh,
You're
Getting hot?
you're overpowering me
you're
here, bud.
hot
Getting
here.
hot? That's way better. I don't know. It's picking up better on the stream though. That's the bad part.
Are we
Uh,
sounding okay after you turn yourself up?
yeah, you guys sound fine.
I mean, I could deal with it, but you definitely gotta,
Yeah, I can deal if that's what it needs.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Deve says
I'll do
it
it for
all
the
sounds
stream.
good now.
All right.
If you guys have to bump me down in Discord, go ahead and do that.
That's a lot of work. It's not that bad.
Yeah. I'll just
All
roll
right.
it. It's fine.
But
It's fine.
yeah, till the first one came out, and then I started playing that shit. And honestly, the differences between this Modern Warfare that we're playing now, Modern Warfare 2, and the first one, the gameplay seems almost identical to me. Um, except for the dolphin diving. They did change that shit. That's due to
Yeah.
this. That was not around in the
It
first
does feel a
game.
little bit different with all that shit.
I like
So doing a
that
fucking
though.
dolphin dive is weird. I still don't like it. I'm still not used to it. The uh, the guns obviously are all different. The M4 does not act the same in this game as it did in the first one.
I
Um,
agree. Yeah. It does
the
feel
M4
different.
was 100%. That was my go-to for every game that I played. It did not matter. Multiplayer, even whenever Warzone came out, whenever that shit first rolled out, I was rolling the M4 and a sniper, and that's all I would go with. And yeah, and this one the M4 just doesn't do it for me. So I'm kind of glad that I found the ISO, and it
Yeah.
acts exactly the way that I want it to act. So
Okay.
Yeah. I
Well,
like
coming up on the
um
ISO,
yeah,
though,
go ahead.
I like that gun too, but it kind of seems, compared to like the M4 to that, it doesn't have such a rapid fire, like it takes longer.
it does take longer, but
It's
depending on how you
steadier
have it
though.
set up, it is steady. And you don't have to worry about. I mean, you're getting more damage out of those hits than you are with the M4.
Agreed, you just
So
have to have great
you
aim,
may
which
hit
I don't
somebody.
have.
You got to tune that thing up. You tune it up, that thing's pretty much a laser beam.
Yeah,
Pretty
I gotta
much.
work on that tuning.
If you if your theory is accuracy by volume, then yeah, sure, take the M4. You know, I'm
But
not gonna hate on you for that.
every gun that is in this game, though, if you have a higher fire rate, you generally have some serious recoil that you have to contend with. And I
Yeah,
don't like
the
Right.
fighting for
recoil in
recoil.
this is incredibly higher than the last Modern Warfare, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
they really like I don't feel like tuning your attachments really did anything in the last one. But now it's like they're trying to legitimize the whole tuning process. So they're making all the negative aspects of what the weapon does a little more extreme to kind of make you engage with it, is what it seems like to me.
I don't remember ever even trying to tune an attachment in the first one.
I
So
never
actually,
messed with it. It
whenever I
was
came
there, but I never did it.
whenever I came across it in this one, the very first time I opened it up and started looking at it, I was like, I have not a fucking clue what I'm doing with this. So I didn't even care to try to start messing with any of it.
Yeah.
okay, that's fair. I mean, here I'm on amateur hour, so this is my first experience with tuning, which I've tried a couple guns, and I see mild differences, but maybe I just don't have enough gun experience in trying all the different ones.
I think the way that I started with it was I started trying to figure out what it. So I found a good. Whenever I first came across the ISO, I was like, I really like this gun, but the recoil on it was a little much. So I was trying to figure out different ways of tuning it that specifically went towards recoil. That
Mm-hmm.
was the very first tuning that I ever did. So if you go into the different tunings on the different attachments, you'll see like recoil stability on one slot of it.
Sure.
So you can tune
Mm.
it so that you got better recoil stability. That was the only thing that I ever did. And then we found that app that kind of shows you your best stable setup
Yeah.
and
Oh
the
yeah.
tunings for those
Oh,
attachments. And I was like, you know what? That makes a lot more sense. And that's whenever I had tuned every attachment that I had.
Hmm.
And it worked out.
okay. So what's your second choice in gun then? Since the ISO is your favorite.
I got to tell you. Um, and I'm going to be completely honest. It's a bullshit gun. I
Okay.
roll it because I love it.
The
I've
sawed-off
fucked with
shotgun.
it. The sawn-off shotgun.
Oh my god, of course it is. I fucking hate that shit so much.
Stumpy
Anyone who's been playing
2.1.
with you for any amount of time, they know you love that thing, man.
Oh,
Man.
they know Stumpy. They know Stumpy. I've got a whole. Actually, I'll bring it up right now. You guys probably won't be able to see it unless you're watching my stream, but I'll bring it up now, and I'll just kind of show my loadout here. So right in this, where I normally keep it. Where the hell are you? M4 and Stumpy. So I've fucking changed everything on multiplayer already. I forgot about that, but yeah, generally Stumpy 2.1. There it is.
And Jodo, what's your favorite gun besides the M4?
Um, so I used to be a creature of habit where I just sat on the M4 as my home base, just like Eric was talking about. But now, like, I agree it's not as good, so I tend to lean towards the ISO. But I'm also the kind of player where I change what I use all the time based on the map I'm on, the game mode I'm playing, like just kind of how the game feels, which kind of sounds like a sweaty answer, but I'm definitely a casual gamer. Um,
What about the TAC V56?
Fuck that gun.
I don't like that one as
Why?
much. I don't like the way it handles.
I love that gun. It's
I
got
am
a lot of
100.
bang for its buck.
Just as Joda said, I'm a creature of habit. I mean, I will, even on Al Mazr, where there's no reason why I should not be running around with a sniper. I have ran around with no sniper for so long that I don't care to touch one. I wouldn't, I don't have a feel for it anymore.
Alright, alright.
Well, it is what it is.
Right.
I will
But
try long range fucking stupid shots with the fucking ISO before I reach for a sniper. Like I'll get done with it and just try.
And so why do you hate the M13 so much?
I don't really want to talk about it. You know what? I'll talk about it. All right. So the M13,
you caved so fast.
the M13, I don't have a reason to hate. It still comes back entirely to being a creature of habit. And if I don't have my ISO, then I'm just not happy.
That's the real answer.
That's the real answer. I want my ISO.
Alright, we got a chatter saying, how's everyone tonight?
Oh, doing good.
I'm
Doing
doing
good.
good. Doing all right.
What's the chat got? They got any questions for us?
I'm not live, so I have no chat.
I know Deve's probably got a question.
Alright, so, compared to. Why does DMZ piss you off so much, Joda?
A solid question.
Oh man, how do I answer this without? Uh,
I could
basically,
answer
it's
this in two letters. 2 letters I could answer this.
2 letters.
Mm-hmm.
AI.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I love the fact that there is AI in DMZ. That's awesome. You can run around. It's a sandbox. You can get engagements. You can mess around. You can do whatever you want. But what pisses me off is being killed by AI in the stupidest way.
Yeah, for sure.
God, I can't stand it. Like, sometimes it's completely my fault because I'm not always that great of a player and I mess up. But when it's another operator in DMZ and they get me, I'm like, oh, this dude got me. Tip my hat to him. I might be pissed, mostly because it was kind of a douchebag move the way he killed me or something, but If I die by AI, man, I am mad
Yeah, because then you feel
every
like
single time. I can't stand it.
you're just going against a computer that's maybe, not tuned to be the best like a player, so it does really piss you off. But when a other player kills you, like a live player, it's like, man,
Yeah.
this person's got some skill, obviously. You know,
If
they.
I 1v1 most people in there, I would probably lose. So if they kill me, I'm not mad about it. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's understandable. That's understandable.
Yeah. But if you watch the AI when they don't know you're there, they just kind of like they're NPCs. They just walk around. But if one AI bot sees you, they're like, "Oh," and they freak out and they run around in random circles. They have no idea what the hell they're doing. They pop a smoke in the wrong direction. Like they're idiots. And
Yeah,
when they kill you, like how do you feel about that?
they are idiots, yes, but they get all the other little ants that come in and storm you too. So here you are going against like, you know, 20, 25 bots sometimes, maybe more.
Yeah. I like DMZ though, don't get me wrong. But is if I'm not doing too good and I keep dying by AI, I will get stressed out and stop enjoying it.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. And what's your favorite game mode then? 24-hour shipment.
No, I gotta say Plunder's my absolute favorite.
All right,
And then I
Now
want to
we
say,
talking MW2 or are we talking original MW or
because they are different. They were different maps, right?
now, if we're gonna get back into MW, I'm gonna talk about Verdansk, but I mean this really isn't the time or the place. I miss Verdansk, I do. I miss Plunder at Verdansk. I miss
Is that the
all the
one
spots I had.
that we used to play when I first met
Yeah,
y'all? Okay,
yes,
okay.
yes,
Yeah, that was a big map though.
it was a big map. It was
it
the
was
OG.
it was so fun.
Yeah.
That little two-story house across the street from the shopping center.
Oh my god, we would hold that shit down so hard.
Man, that was so fun.
Um,
No motive at all other than to just show up and cause chaos. It was great.
I think that's probably my answer too is Plunder.
Yeah.
I think Plunder's probably my favorite mode to play only because you can do what almost like what you were saying with DMZ. You could jump in there and do whatever the hell you want, but you really can. If you don't want to play the mission, you don't have to try to loot for shit. You can just go in there and fuck with people,
oh
and you're
yeah.
gonna keep coming back,
Hmm.
and it's great. But
With
outside of that,
DMZ, you get knocked out and you're done, and then you got to
Yeah.
spend another 15 minutes loading
yeah,
into your next round
or
to
waiting on
maybe die again and lose all your shit.
That's very
wait,
true.
yeah, exactly. You lose all your. That's what pisses me off about DMZ. Losing your shit. I cannot stand that.
Yeah. Yep. Or you know what really pisses me off about DMZ is the people who sit there and wait at exfil just to snipe
Oh
your
yeah.
ass and just
Yeah,
fuck
Yep.
you after you worked
you're always gonna
so
have that
hard
though.
that whole time to get all this shit done, and you have to exfil, and they're like, "No, fuck you. Let me hide and just kill you."
Yep.
Yep. I do like DMZ because I can fuck up bots and it's fun. But uh, I think there should be less squads rolling around in there
Sure.
so that it is more mission focused. But you also have co-op, which is something that we don't fuck with anymore, and I think we could probably start getting back into that. Um, but the
Yeah, I
co-op
haven't messed with it
missions
at all in MW 2.
I played the other day, I actually enjoyed it.
We did
Um,
we did some co-op the other a while back.
Not with me.
Yeah.
I haven't done it yet.
Okay. Sure.
yeah, I did it for the first time just the other day. I mean, what I did was I thought it was pretty cool. I remember the first Modern Warfare's co-ops were fucking tight. We always had the issue where we had three of us and we needed a fourth person, and that rando would get thrown in with us, and he's just
Fucking
Leroy
off.
You just
Jenkins
go,
that shit.
yeah.
All right. Well, what about this new resurgence? That's different from the
Massive
other
resurgence.
ones, right? Or did they have that
Are we?
before?
Oh, okay. So Resurgence is basically a copy of Rebirth Island from the first Warzone, which
Oh.
is which is great. What I hated about Rebirth Island was that I didn't like the map, which was essentially just Alcatraz. It's kind of modeled
Mm,
entirely
Ooh,
off Alcatraz.
that'd have been dope.
Um,
eh,
I wasn't huge on it. I mean,
neither
it
was
was
I.
cool.
I didn't like it.
There was no good. It just always felt like you were struggling to find a good spot to at least get comfortable for a second and chill out. Um, but having Ashika Island, it's big enough that it's not you're not crowded.
Mm-hmm.
You can find some spots, but you can also find some fuck if you're looking for it.
You always find some fuck.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
we're always finding that.
Always find some fuck.
Without fail, there's no peace there.
All right, so what's wrong with massive resurgence then?
everything.
Everything.
Go ahead and go off,
Everything.
man.
I was
Go
like,
ahead.
yeah, let's go. Let's hear it.
Okay, it's not. I can't say everything. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that love it. I am not a fan of. First off, I'm not a huge fan of Al Mazrah. Not for playing at like if for like battle royale and all that shit. It's so there's so much dead air. That's a massive, massive map. You're
Hmm.
running through. You may not see anybody for fucking 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden they're all over you. They're everywhere. The gunfight takes off, and you're fucking dead. Like it's
Yeah, you're
especially
so
in battle
spread
royale.
out, and then all of a sudden you're just together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there was a lot of shit that was going wrong with Massive Resurgence. Whenever they first released it, especially the gas movement was crazy. It moved faster than you
Oh,
could.
so fast.
There was no way you were getting out of that shit. So you had to play the middle of the map, otherwise you were gonna die. I mean, insta death as soon as the gas hit you.
Oh
You
yeah.
knew you weren't gonna outrun that shit
Hmm.
unless you found a car. And like I said, the map it's so massive. There's so much dead space between everything.
Mm-hmm.
But
Absolutely.
I don't know that, and I don't like the way. I kind of have the same issue with Al Mazrah as I did with what was it, Caldera? Like that last map that they released for the first Warzone.
I didn't really mess with Caldera.
It was such a weird fucking map where everything it was all just all your high ground was right in the middle of the
Oh,
fucking
maybe
map.
I did. Yeah, the whole thing was like a big volcano thing.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
like you had
yeah.
your so in
It
this
was like
one,
terraced and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
the whole middle of the map right now, you start working your way up into the high ground around Observatory, and you're
Hmm.
gonna get fucked up every single time. I mean,
Yep.
you cannot start anywhere else on that map without having to work your way into high ground.
Yeah,
And
for
there's
sure.
That's
always
true
some
for
fuck up
sure.
there.
And you never want the low ground when everyone's got the high ground. You got a huge disadvantage every time.
I think that's
For
why
sure.
Observatory stays so hot. That and Al
All the
Shireen
time.
Pass, I think that's why they
Yeah, I
stay
was
so
gonna say
hot.
the pass is pretty hot too,
Yeah.
Someone's
which
always
is
holding
right
that shit
next
down.
to it.
Always.
Like us in Plunder.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always got some fuck over there.
But at least in Plunder, you don't have to worry about a gas circle closing up on you, and you could stay out
Yeah.
on those outer parts of the map if you want to,
That's
which
what's
is another good thing about it.
that was fun about Plunder too. Is like if you wanted a dub, it's not all that crazy hard to get one as long as you get in a
Right.
good area. And then if you just want to fuck off, you can just fuck off, and you could do missions too on that thing too. So you have so many options of things you could just do, and it's just
Yeah.
nice. Because especially if you like being a casual player, and when you die all the time, and then all of a sudden, you're like getting pissed, and you're like, you know what? I just need a dub. I just need one. You go get some plunder. You get one.
Yep.
You feel a little
Yep.
bit better, and then you go back somewhere else and get fucked up again.
I always feel good after a Plunder win, even if it was not even close and it was not competitive at all. Just seeing
Yeah,
the
I've
victory on the
that's why
screen. As a
whenever I
casual
hit
player, it
Plunder,
feels so good.
I have to find some fuck, even if it's just
Hey,
for a
thanks
part,
for the
just
follow.
just for a small part of it. I have to find some fuck because if I don't find any fuck, then I don't feel like I earned that dub. And if we get the dub, it's like, oh, that's yeah, all right, we
Yeah.
got it.
And
But I mean,
Yep.
when you're
it's
We did
so
cool. But
when you're so
it.
used to getting some fuck now, like every time we go somewhere or do something, whether what gameplay we're playing, we're always getting some sort of fuck somewhere. And so when you
oh
went
yeah,
through plunder and you didn't do any of that, it was almost boring at
yeah,
that point.
that was my
Yeah,
thing
pretty
with it
much.
too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm starting
That's
to
too
feel like
much dead
that.
air for me.
Oh, 100%.
Gotta find some fuck. I don't care if I lose the gunfight. If I got it. I'm here for the gunfights. I want some gunfights.
Oh yeah. So coming up on that though, it's like, what about these sweats just talking mad shit all the time? You
Tell you what,
know?
that's why I got Discord now, right?
Oh,
I don't have to
that's
listen
Can't
true.
to
You
even
those
don't have to
hear
listen
them.
to
motherfuckers.
any of that shit.
Don't even fucking listen to them.
Those
That's
people don't
so
even have
hard.
headsets, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I have to mute that shit all the time, especially being like a female player playing with all of these guys all the time, and you just get like, they just talk so much shit and they say so many fucking inappropriate things. It's like, I could take the shit talk, but when you go a little too far, there is definitely a little too far.
Hmm.
Like, I would have
You
never imagined.
you get the ultimate keyboard warriors in video games for sure.
Yeah, but you know,
Right.
no male wants to be fucked up by a female at all.
Oh yeah,
That is just the worst thing for them in the entire world.
for some of them, yeah.
It doesn't bother me
I
at all.
definitely see that.
It
Yeah,
really
I
doesn't
personally
bother
don't
me at
care,
all.
but
If
Well,
but
I'm in, the one thing too, I will say, the avatars that we run around with, or the players, the whatever the fuck you call them, the
oh yeah,
operators that we
operator
run around with.
operators.
skins, yeah.
If somebody throws an operator skin on there that's a woman, I don't care if it's a dude playing it. That is a woman to me. So like,
Right,
if I'm running
yeah.
through
Okay,
and I'm
okay.
playing, and I fucking shoot them, and I'm like, oh fuck yeah, no, like, and I'll fucking yell at them, calling them a bitch, do whatever, not because of that, but because they're, they chose that operator skin,
Right,
and
okay.
I don't have anything else visually to base, like I don't hear them talking or anything,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't have anything to base anything off of. They could be running around as a woman, and I don't fucking know. So,
Well, I mean, it
oh
really
yeah,
does seem
here's
like,
Dave. Dave right here. It's just now commented. He said I'm running around as a woman. He said
yeah,
because it looks cool.
it's like a lot
Right.
of guys I
Some
ran
of them are
into
cool.
have all these women as players, and you're just like, oh, okay. It's like, I had a woman player because, or operator, because I was a woman. It doesn't even matter.
No,
Well,
Like,
Farah looks cool,
well, yeah,
so
she
there's
does.
probably a lot of dudes using Farah.
I recently just changed mine to a male operator now, though. But, you know, it's like, because I heard, I think it was you that told me it's like a lot of people would choose the females because they move a little bit faster.
I always thought they had a smaller
They have like a
hit
smaller
zone.
profile
It-
just by a
it-
little bit, yeah.
I was like, I
yes. So
didn't
whenever,
notice the
like,
difference.
just actually physically looking at them, you feel like you have a smaller area to aim in,
Ah,
but their box is actually still the same size as every other. Every character has the same um, hit box. So regardless, you're going to hit them at the same rate that you would even the bigger operators. But
yeah, it's like I didn't
Right.
feel any sort of difference at all when I finally changed over to a male operator. It all seemed the same.
yeah, there's no difference in the gameplay or anything. Honestly, if you're playing as a, like, if I was to change my operator to a woman, I would never fucking know. I don't see it.
Yeah.
I'm running through all I
You
see is
hear
my
him
fucking.
talk, that's about it.
That's it.
I
I
mean,
see my fucking hands and my gun, and that's it.
I see him when my dead body's flying up in the air on my fucking kill
Oh yeah.
cam.
When you
There's
die,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
you'll see
Flying
it.
up like a little fucking rag doll.
I do like the ragdoll effects in this game, though.
I love it
Yes.
too.
So
Like
I
if you're
thought
already dead
too
and something blows up, you just
they
Yes.
got rid of. I thought that they had gotten rid of the gore effects in Modern Warfare 2, and it freaked me out because the gore effects in the first Modern Warfare were awesome. I mean, people
yeah.
would blow your fucking arm off and shit like that.
Mhm.
Well, yesterday while we were playing in multiplayer, and I don't think it's the same for Warzone, but in multiplayer,
Use your
we're
headphone off.
running through. Somebody blew my fucking head off.
Yeah.
And I'm looking like whenever I fell back, I'm looking straight down Main Street into my neck. And I was like, holy shit, my head's gone. I loved it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, this game is meant for adults, not for kids. So that shit
Oh, yeah.
is so welcomed.
God, say that again because so many people my
Yes,
god, dude.
and you know that's a big thing is loading in. Like if you're gonna play solo and you're gonna play like some DMZ, so you're gonna load in with a random group. I load in with kids all the time, and it's just like, what in the fuck? Like I don't want to be here playing with a 13-year-old. I just don't, and they're annoying
Right.
as all get out. So annoying. I mean,
Yeah, and
I
they're
have kids, but these kids are just. I just somebody's a whoop your butt. Like, you need to get your act together, kid.
That's why I refuse to turn. Even when it was only recently that I started actually turning on the lobby chat.
Hmm.
Like for the entire Modern Warfare, the first one, I don't think I ever touched it. Everybody was muted all
I
the
never
time unless
did.
they were in my party.
Yep.
And then the second one rolled around, and I started getting into Resurgence a little more, but I was playing by myself quite a bit. So I was like, you know what? I've got to be able to hear these guys. We got to be able to communicate. And usually it went pretty okay. But until we would get back out into the main lobbies, and that's where it would fit. Everybody's just freaking the fuck out, talking over the top of each other. Somebody's got
Yeah.
music
Oh,
blaring in the
yeah.
background. It's just like I can't listen to that shit.
It's like a vacuum cleaner in the background. Like, just
Yeah,
don't
Oh my
do it.
god. And even these people that, just like a big pet peeve of mine that in this game is loading in with randos and they have their sound coming from their TV. So it's like
yeah.
echoing and it's so loud. And then you hear their baby screaming in the back and their dogs barking outside. And it's just like, you got way too much going on over there. Like, you can't even
That's
hear anything else.
that's
Hmm.
100% people who just don't give a shit about their mic settings.
Oh, man,
It's
it's
like, oh, they can hear
terrible.
me, but I have my sensitivity turns all the way the fuck down. So it's like everything's blasting through that motherfucker. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Yeah, that annoys the piss out of me too.
That just reminded me, like, the Xbox 360 had that, like, $20 headset from Walmart. It just sat on
Yeah,
the one ear.
just
Like, that
one
thing would
ear.
pick up everything, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing you could do about it.
Yeah, that is just way too fucking much. And it's like,
All right.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
We got about 9 minutes left on this before I have to jump out because I'm gonna start streaming some COD here in a bit. But
Yeah, me too.
Deve did say earlier, um, he said there needs to be more actual sniping maps in multiplayer. How do you guys feel about that?
I agree.
I agree with
I
this
have
too.
noticed that. I've had actual thoughts, and I totally agree, man.
I think that the sniping could be great in this game. One thing that's always bugged me with it was the snipers are meant to be hidden. You're not supposed to
Mhm.
know a sniper is perched somewhere. That's the whole fucking point of it. And you've constantly got to be vigilant to know that there's a chance that you're going to get fucking sniped. I don't think that you
Mhm.
should have sniper glint at the rate that we have it. If I'm running down a fucking alleyway and I turn real quick and I see a sniper glint, that's too much. That shit
Yeah.
needs to
Yep.
be backed off at least a little bit where I don't necessarily know that that person is there. Because that's the whole fucking point in that sniper. They're playing
Right.
Overwatch. That's their position. That's how they want to play it. Then that's how they should be able to play it. I shouldn't know for a fact if that person is hiding a clear across the map from me, ready to take me out. Like,
Mhm.
but
I mean, yeah, but I kind of like it though. It kind of gives you just a hint off, even though you know they're hugely far away from you.
right, and a hint off is fine. But that bright ass fucking glowing
Like,
sun
just
glint,
make it
like,
smaller and
Sure.
not so insane. Like, if you peep a corner and you're like, okay, there's a building over here with a roof. I just want to peep it and see if someone's there. If you can just hop up and get right back down and you instantly saw that glint,
yeah,
it shouldn't be that easy.
yep,
But if
that's
you
what I'm
have
saying.
a second from a different point of view where that guy isn't actually looking exactly at, and you look for it and then you see it, like, sure.
Yeah,
But
Sure, I
that's
gotcha.
playable. That's
yeah,
playable. It just seems I don't know if the sniper glint was as bad in the first Modern Warfare as it is in this one, but I feel like
I feel like it was about the same.
it's so bright. Like
It is.
people see you. It's gonna give away. But
Hmm.
yeah.
It
But
get
I think that in multiplayer, if they're gonna make a mode, they could make a mode for sniping specifically. Just a large map with not a whole bunch of people in it, and
Yeah.
everyone's sniping or something, but like you don't necessarily have that bright ass glint. Like you really got to be slow with your movements and actually try to be tactical. I think that'd be pretty dope.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
like
fair.
we have a couple maps where there's a couple spots where you just assume there's going to be somebody at.
Someone sniping.
But if like I'm terrible at remembering the names of these maps nowadays, but the one where it's like in the corner there's that big rock up on the hill that someone will get up on, like,
Is it the new one of
someone's gonna
the?
be up there.
Is it a newer map?
No,
Not the lighthouse.
it was in ranked for a while. We did it all the time there.
Oh,
Whereas, like, there's a hill on the one side with the building
right.
down
Building
underneath
in the
you.
center. Yeah.
Like, someone's up there. Like, it's
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
obvious,
every
but
time.
it shouldn't be like a normal map and then there's a spot to snipe from.
All right. Well, since you brought up that ranked play, though, what about that ranked play? I personally love ranked. I mean, am I good enough for it? Probably not. But do I get a lot of
Well, no.
experience and get a little bit better every time? I do think so.
That's the whole point in it, though.
Yeah,
If you're
it's a
gonna play
rack
in
and
ranked
stack.
play, you can't really have just all the same level players because then nobody's ranked. Where's the rank in that?
Right.
You have to have people who are better than you in
Oh
all of
yeah.
it because that's the only way that ranked works out.
Yeah, but don't you
Yeah.
not like ranked?
I hate ranked.
Yeah, but
I
why do
do.
you
I
hate
hate
it so
ranked.
much?
I think because I've gotten used to Warzone and the gameplay on Warzone. I mean, we're in those lobbies playing generally 20 minutes a piece.
Sure.
Hmm.
Uh, Ranked play seems very restrictive on the guns that you can use, the
It
loadouts
is.
that you're allowed to have. I'm not about that. Like
Hmm.
if I have the game and I have the option for certain weapons and certain attachments and the way that I want to set it up, that's the way I want to play it.
Now, I'm not all
But
that high and ranked and everything, but I do believe the higher you get, the more unlocks for you. Like, you're just restricted until you get to a certain point.
okay, but okay. So there's a podcast that I was listening to, and I don't remember necessarily the casual. Is that what it was called? The
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 casual,
COD
COD
casuals.
casuals.
the COD casuals.
Yeah.
Yes, and they are huge in ranked, and they dedicated basically every waking hour that they had to ranked and just hitting certain levels that they were trying to, and they were trying to hit obsidian, I believe it was, but they I can't dedicate that much fucking time to that shit.
It's a lot of
Like
time.
I
The
can't. I
so-called
couldn't do it.
casuals that they are.
Right.
Yeah, that's
And
a
I'm
They're
little
not
just
bit
about to
low-key
do
more.
that.
sweats, man.
Yeah, I was like, if you're gonna play that long, that much, dedicate that much time to one thing, I don't really believe you're a casual.
They're
Yeah, and I'm
sweats
not
that don't have anger issues is all they are.
that's I
They're
do
nice
like that
people,
about
but
them,
they're
yeah.
sweats.
I'm not
Yeah.
about to start because if I started doing ranked and I started doing well with it, then all I would want to play is ranked. And I don't want to get I like all these other options that I have to play in this game. I don't want
Yeah.
to have to focus on ranked because I want to hit this certain level. At least
Yeah,
right
it's
now, the
just
only
not
thing
your
that I
Yeah.
care
cup.
about, I care about ranking up my battle pass. That's all I have to
Yep.
worry about, and all I
Sure.
got to do is play. I have to play whatever I want to play to rank that up. So I'm
Hmm.
content with that.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I just really like it because it's such a challenge. I don't know. The challenge is way different than like shipment or cranked or anything. The challenge is just it feels different. It's the pace is different with it.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
you
I
really
like
feel
that
head
it
to head.
exists. I like that it exists. It's a good idea. I just don't enjoy it because I'm not a competitive player. I go
I
in there
think
and I get spanked
You go
left
in there
and
and get
right,
fucking
and I don't have
feisty.
a good time.
You get
that's the
feisty
thing.
Yeah,
I
fast.
you're gonna hear me piping up the whole time because I'm not doing great,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm admitting it. It is what it is. So I don't enjoy ranked for that reason, but I agree that it is a good idea and it's cool that they have it.
Sure, that's
yeah.
It's
fair.
just
It,
not my cup of tea, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I like to not have to focus on the objective. I don't if I want to play shipment or if I want to play shoot house 24/7. One of those, they've always got an objective running unless you're
Hmm.
playing a death match, but they've always got an objective running. But if I don't want to fucking do that, then I don't necessarily have to. And I can
Right.
do that in that lobby and people don't generally get pissed off about it.
Yeah.
Whereas if I try to just run around killing people in ranked,
Oh
I
yeah.
just fuck
Oh
that
my
team.
god, dude.
I
No, but
fuck
you
the
fucked your
whole
whole
team.
team. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You done fucked up.
And that's it's not the way I want to play. I don't know. That's just me.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think this was a great great chat, but I think it's time to end this chat for today.
Yeah. This was
Oh,
a
for
good
sure.
first show,
This
man.
was
I could
great.
definitely work with that. Heck yeah.
All right. Well, you know
Cool,
Thanks
what?
for
cool.
anybody watching. I'm
Yeah.
not streaming, but yeah.
We'll be back one day. Don't worry about it though.
Yeah.
We'll be
We'll
back.
bring the show back.
And we'll be
Well, let's go.
streaming some live games here in just a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Catch
go
us
get her
live
hot,
on
Dad.
COD in a minute.
All
Let's get her
right.
hot, Dad.
See y'all in a minute.